Hey everyone, this is WobblyWallaby. Today I'll be discussing the October 2023 gacha Roll Cactus. I'll be analyzing this gacha with past meta gachas and let you know which classes most benefit from this gacha. Is this worth buying? Stay tuned for all the details. Roll Cactus is the 1% deposit gacha for this month with a 5% pull rate. It provides move speed plus 5%, skill damage plus 5%, and skill cooldown minus 10%. Roll Cactus is easily comparable to Fate Wheel, both of which have the skill cooldown minus 10% property. I see Fate Wheel used most often by support classes who want to spam skills more frequently. Roll Cactus provides the much needed skill damage plus 5%, so it's actually usable by DPS. The extra 5% move speed is also a common property added to many of the new gachas to further power creep existing gachas. I personally don't think the cast time variable minus 10% is really worth using Fate Wheel, and I would much prefer the extra move speed for any class or build. So I'd say Roll Cactus is strictly better than Fate Wheel and allows the flexibility to deal more skill damage for DPS. For many skills without a high skill cooldown, the minus 10% skill cooldown effect may not be noticeable. For instance, I equip Roll Cactus. Cartonado's cast cooldown has a 0.35 second reduction from the original 3.5 seconds, which isn't very noticeable unless it's a very long battle. In short-term battles like boss hunting, I would always choose Haunted Candlestick, where at full HP, you have an extra 5% move speed and a 5% skill damage, so you can more quickly get to the MVP and try to one-shot it. Now if you want something more noticeable, then try Smile.1 where you can get a noticeable discount on BCC and premiums. They have been around for more than 8 years and have lots of global business partners for other games too. They also have multiple payment methods for lots of flexibility. I'll put a link in the description. Thanks to Smile.1 for sponsoring this video. This time around, damage tests are really difficult to do accurately, so through examples I wanted people to understand how they can use this gacha effectively. Among some of the top tier classes, I think one of the best uses of this gacha is Novice Guardian, but it must be used with Saint's Suffragium skill. With Sacrifice Ode enabled, it reduces the cooldown of all skills by negative 24%. With just Suffragium, Hallucination Walk's cast cooldown is reduced by 5.76 seconds, which means you will still experience the horrible 50% move speed reduction. However, once this gacha is equipped, your cast cooldown reduction is reduced by 8.16 seconds, which means you can now cast Hallucination Walk again before it expires. That means you do not get the move speed penalty. Let's see this in action. I cast Prepare for Elite, which has Hallucination Walk in there. I show the increase in move speed in my status bar. Now I recast Hallucination Walk again, you see the move speed buff only. Now this time I don't recast it, and you'll see the status for the reduced move speed in the status bar. I think for Novice Guardians, if you want to avoid the move speed reduction from Hallucination Walk expiring, this is a really good gacha. This is perfect for longer boss battles like instances where you don't want the Hallucination Walk effect to cause your damage to drop significantly. Next, I also wanted to test how the skill cooldown worked, if I cast the skill first with Roll Cactus equipped and then I switched to another gacha. In my item bar, I have both Roll Cactus and Goodwill gift box. My wife cast Suffragium, then I cast Hallucination Walk and switched to gift box. You can see I can cast Hallucination Walk again before the reduction happens, even with gift box equipped. Now if I leave gift box on and attempt to recast Hallucination Walk again, I'll hit the reduction, which is expected because I don't get the skill cooldown reduction. Basically, if you feel like item swapping, you could cast things with Roll Cactus and then switch to your favorite back item. but it's definitely not ideal. The 5% move speed and 5% skill damage is already pretty good for Novice Guardian and other classes. Another class that benefits from the skill cooldown is Wrathcracy if you don't have the level 7 core hero skill, which will allow you to spam it since it reduces the cooldown. With Suffragium, you have a minus 18 second reduction for Valkyrie. Once equipped, you have a minus 25 second. A 7.5 second reduction is great for long battles, where it makes a big difference because this skill is so busted. So now you can just feel a little less depressed that you aren't at 7-7. Next, support classes benefit from this. Saint is a great example. With Suffragium and the Gacha equipped, skills like Kyrie Ellison become more spammable. Even other skills like Song has a bigger reduction. Being able to spam these great skills is always very useful. However, watch out for classes where your reduction cannot be removed. For example, Nidhogg's Twilight of the Gods explicitly says that its cooldown is fixed and cannot be reduced. I guess it would just be too busted. Overall, I'd say this back is really great, but I wouldn't say it's so busted that it's a must buy. It's very situational and depends what skills you're using. Are you going to get this gacha? Let me know in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Here's a video that I would recommend, and if you want more sneak peeks, check out this playlist over here.